Because you can't walk into a room butt naked with no money in your pocket and still say, I am still somebody. I'm somebody because I'm a good person. I'm somebody because I read a lot of books. I'm somebody because I work really hard, right? You can't do that. You just flash a bunch of money and think that that gives you sort of an instant route to the front of the line. And in some cases, it can. In some cases, flashing money will definitely attract women. If you're looking for women, money will certainly attract that. If you want to make friends, fake friends, financial friends, right? Then money, everybody wants to be friends with a rich guy. The unfortunate part of that, though, is that you put yourself into this kind of a trap where the thing that you used to attract people to you is the thing that you must maintain in order to keep them with you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like if I say, hey, you know what? I got this money now. I'm big money boys. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna go get me some women. And by showing them how much money I have, well, what kind of women do you think I'm gonna attract? What do you think? Who gonna be the first women to jump out at me if I start showing my money off? It's going to be strippers, gold diggers, right? And materialistic women, women who have financial deficiencies in their past. Maybe they grew up poor, so they have financial trauma. So they are obsessed with chasing the man with the biggest pockets. And so then I meet this gorgeous woman of my dreams, because she, likes the fact that I have $1 million, and we fall in love, and I want to have kids with her and everything else. But then I lose my money, I lose my job, or whatever. Something happens to my wealth, and then my heart is broken because she leaves. Why? Well, why? Well, because that money was the thing that brought her in, and the money is the thing I have to maintain in many cases to keep her around, right? And so in a way, it's kind of one of these things where I think that how you handle your money, how much you show that to other people is really must be strategic, right? I think that it is not logical to expect that financial security won't matter, though. I think all the studies show that financial security matters a lot, especially to women. But I think that when you are when you're a little too overt with it, it's almost like sexuality, right? Like ladies know that men are always, most men, you know what a lot of men want, right? You know how we think, right? But it's one thing if he knows that the sexuality is somewhere in the relationship versus you leading with the sexuality. Do you understand? Like you showing up like a Cardi B, and the first thing that comes out of your mouth relates to what you can do in the bedroom. That's going to create a different dynamic in the relationship. And I don't even know if young people really even get this. I pray for them. But anyway, one more thing I want to mention to you is a couple more theories on from psychology in terms of flashiness and why people feel a need to be flashy. Number one, a lot of psychologists say that external validation can become a substitute for internal security. So for a lot of people, because they don't know who they are and they're not confident in who they are, they look to the world to tell them who they are. So a lot of times we will do things, we'll show off what we have. So the world will say, you're a successful man. And then you'll say, oh, I must be a successful man because the world said I'm a successful man. And I think that's very dangerous for black people because a lot of that validation comes from white people, your oppressor, because they control these institutions that label you and certify you. And that is something that you have to then go to them in order to obtain. That's why you have black people begging for Grammys and Oscars and all this stuff. And which really, actually, if you look at the history of the Oscars, and if you read a book called An Empire of Their Own, How the Jews Invented Hollywood, it's not anti Semitic. It's just a great book about the Jewish community and their extraordinary genius in building Hollywood.